So I'm gonna post the website of this thing. You should read this because this shows a little bit of the capability of certain things they were able to do so long ago. And I'm saying that as they're trying to create this false memory or create a version of a memory with information added to it. In this piece, it talks about how this guy, this doctor, sorry, I should be more, I should be give him more credit. This psychologist that even in his 50s, 60s, he claimed to have, and while he was working in the program for the CIA and these programs that was supposed to control and manipulate the mind and change memories, he claimed that they were already able to create false memory, basically implant false memory, fictional memory, basically add to the storylines, be able to create a story and some more extreme than others, but able to really create a fictional memory where it never happened, or create a new version of a memory. And so now, as I'm saying that, they try to come up, because these people are living off a fictional reality, right? In their reality, in their world, they are these people avenging women and protecting children. Well, I mean, at least that's how they try to block reality, right? And I'm this pedophile that is going after these teenage kids, and this is the fantasy they put together, when in reality these people have been utilizing pedophilia type of torture, might actually use even kids to involve themselves in this tormenting. You've heard that before. They've been trying to force people, they've been forcing people to get disturbing stimulations aimed toward children. And this has been systematic. And matter of fact, for me, in my case, because I was put here by an employer who donated money to a pedophile. At least he was alleged he was a pedophile and was picking up kids when he was in his 30s, and from places at malls, restaurants, YMCA's, and but on top of that, these people I know how pedophilia centric these people are, right? I know that they have been there's a lot of issues with pedophilia in this agency. So with me, they've been trying to piece together stories, and in some cases, in a lot of cases, creating just false memories or creating version of memories. One thing they're doing right now is, okay, me, let's just say, coming back from a nightclub with friends, going to get some food, and maybe say something funny to the person who like basically the cashier, like at 2 or 3 in the morning, and saying something, oh, what I want is not the menu, just be funny, like that, immature stuff. Or try to impress my friends in college, when we go to grab some food, there's like, something like that. But they try to make me imagine the people that was doing that to be kids, right? Now, this is with them trying to make me imagine that, right? They make me imagine like little Hispanic kids or some things like that. It's just imaginations. This is what they can create in my head. They've done things where they literally try to make me imagine a woman that I actually slept with to be an underage. I talked about this Asian Canadian woman. So imagine this, where the memory of I said this, like, this was just something. It didn't work out. Like, it didn't work at all. I was just like, they were just dismissed. They said, okay, what do you want? Okay. But them trying to create an imagination of me doing that to a child, or some kids of some sort. And so you hear people around me disorienting me, making noise campaign so they can create this false memory to be true. But you understand, they've been doing this for decades. There's literally people right now in the hallways, right, yelling their lungs, they're just yelling as loud as they can to try to block out reality. They are this focused into making sure that I don't subscribe to this fantasy of theirs. Somebody comes up, because this is something they've been doing for a while. It's like, oh, we are lying. Right? This is a way to disturb me from putting this perspective, reality, where they try to block. They create false memories. You can see I'm going to share the link, where these people, for decades, we're talking about 60s, huh? A man was claiming, working for the CIA, that they've already able to manipulate memories, creating false memory implanting that in your history, in your memory. Now, these people for sure are involved in that. They're doing this. I've been saying they've been creating memories, creating their version of reality. I've talked about in 2020. Before, like 3 years from now, they're coming up with the story. And then they try to make noise campaign. It's like, oh, you're going to rap for that. I was like, who? You see what they're doing? They're creating this false memory, then talk about the warnings of the torture, and then going to torture me thinking that I'm going to subscribe to that. It's never going to subscribe. I'd rather be dying than having to come up with fantasy of that nature, because what they're doing now today is like they force me to get stimulation to kids of all ages. And so they're trying to paint memories of that nature, create. I know it's falsified. And so this is why right now when I put this thing together, put reality back to reality, right, which is what they're escaping. I'm hearing somebody in the hallway trying to distort me and say, you are dying or you are lying. It's just yelling and then slamming the door. These people are not doing that to let me know I'm dying. They're not letting me know that they're lying or whatever. They're telling me this to disorient me, to make me forget, to make me just like get lost in their whatever they said. So I can't say what I need to say in regard of these people have created false memories, where they have created a new version of memories where they make me imagine different versions of my memories. So now they try to make me imagine whoever I was saying this thing to be a kid, right? They may even paint me like they paint this kid as this like complete like a little Hispanic kid, or they try to do different versions of like a childlike individual. When in reality, it was somebody within my age, around my age or something, probably a college student going to the same college I was going to. But they try to create their fantasy. Because, of course, who's going to remember this things like that you said, and it's not some memory that is just like, no, they're coming with their versions of a memory. And so this perps who are contracted by the government that have been mastering manipulations of memory since the 60s, actually, let me say since the 50s. Okay, I will just say 60s because just to be on the safe side, since the 60s, are trying to make me subscribe to these false memories, which I know is falsified. And they're like, oh, you're a bastard. So to all my target individual, as much as they want to live their fantasy, I will never let them do that. I know they're falsifying this memory. They're creating, and they make me feel doubtful, because in this case, right, you can be thought to be anything. Any story can be created. Any. And so they're going to try to make me imagine, oh, maybe, how do you know she wasn't? It's like, what? You're trying to make me imagine that. You, who are doing day in and day out, forcing me to imagine underage people, kids, do things. You're going to create your version of reality. You understand? So me, when I'm in college, in this college town, going to Chipotle or wherever we went, and saying something to somebody there, with my friends behind me, try to impress my friends. So, and they're laughing at me. Of course they're going to try to come up with their BS. Or me, after late night, going to drink and then coming back, we grab a drink with friends, say something stupid there. Oh, hold it. This is how it goes. And they come with their own storylines. So I know this is the story they wish to be true. It's falsified. This is what they're creating. I have no doubt. That whoever I was talking to was about my age. Now you want me to imagine something else. These people are delusional. And so they've been creating different ways of thinking about my memories in different ways, manipulate them, creating new versions, which is something they've been doing for decades. They try to find anything they can to paint this picture. This is their job. It's 3 p.m. Tuesday. You think these people are investigating? No, they're trying to make me accept these things. That is their job. So to all my target individuals, do not subscribe. Me, they tell me how they're going to watch me die, as if that is validation, as if that's something I should be wanting to live like. I don't want to watch them live. I don't even want to watch them die. I don't care about them. I hope they continue to live like that, actually. So to all my target individuals, do not subscribe to these things.
One woman recalls that she was 14 and working as Santa's helper at the Gadsden Mall in 1977 when Moore first spoke to her and told her she would look pretty. 2 years later, when she was 16, he asked her out on dates. He hit on one of Santa's elves. Well, a true evangelical, he's putting the Christ back in Christmas. Wow. And it wasn't just the mall, folks. One Alabama journalist claims that Moore was also banned from the YMCA for his inappropriate behavior of soliciting sex from young girls. And don't forget, he did that while he was assistant DA. The assistant DA.
Some those people are always claiming that they were at war. There's people trying to make news campaign of all sorts. And this is why they come up with their version of reality. They have issues saying his name with that going around. And so when I humiliate them this way, then they find things that they can manipulate and create in a version that they want to. You gotta remember, these people can produce whatever thought that they want, whatever memories that they want. And this has been ongoing for decades. So the level of sophistication now is that. And they claim that they are war, really, like as if they have even, I don't know how they've tricked themselves to believe that this is war. What war? It's just, I'm going to endure whatever is going to happen. You can manipulate memory the way you want. Your day in and day out is to do this. It's 3 p.m. Your job is to make me accept your nastiness. That is what you do. Not a war. So to all my target individuals, you understand, they project a lot of what they will make me think is what they wish was true, because this man that they can't say his name was picking up kids in all these different places when he's an assistant DA. And me, who says his name freely with no problem, they want me to subscribe to their version of reality. So to all my target individuals, do not subscribe. You know that justice will be done.